The Game could have been hip-hop royalty alongside Kendrick Lamar, but his own self-sabotage turned him into a cautionary tale instead.
My issue with Game is I don't know what happened with him, period.
But he felt so hurt. He really looked up to you.
How could you have an assessment on a person who's flip-flopped their entire career? He almost bipolar. If you watch it, like the way he does things, like he'll do it like he's extremely emotional.
He cool and we good. It ain't no drama. I ain't gonna see 50 and whoop his ass at 40 years old.
Then it goes to extremely aggressive.
50's like an asshole. 50 can't rap.
He went overseas and he had an issue with Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z on stage. He asked me about Piggy Bank, so he could say I don't have a problem with nobody.
50 had problems with like Nas, Fat Joe, and I think the Locks at that time. I really wanted to hold down G-Unit, you know what I'm saying? But like these were guys that really influenced my life. So
now you're going to the extreme of saying that I'm not even down with G-Unit. I just gave you your record and you saying you don't have a problem with people who have a problem with me.
It was hard for me when I was on Flex saying that 50 like, yeah, Game's kicked out the group.
This alternate timeline shows how one mindset change would have completely rewritten hip-hop history. The dynasty that never happened. Picture this, it's 2005. The Game just dropped the documentary.
A lot of people are advocating that.
He's got Dr. Dre in his corner, 50 Cent as his mentor, and the entire hip-hop world watching. This should have been the beginning of a legendary dynasty, but instead of playing chess, Game played checkers, and that decision cost him everything. The stable Game timeline. While Kendrick was quietly building his empire in those same Compton streets, Game was burning bridges faster than he could build them. But what if he had done the opposite? In this alternate reality, Game actually listens to Dr. Dre's advice. No unnecessary mixtapes before the album drops. No random disses. No jumping into every beef that pops up on the internet. Instead of immediately clashing with 50 Cent while the documentary is still climbing the charts, he plays his position. He lets G-Unit run as a unified super team, stacking multiple joint hits in world tours. Can you imagine the power of this collaboration if ego never got in the way? Dre, 50, and a unified Compton. In this timeline, a stable-minded Game keeps his gratitude for Dre consistent, both in public and private. He never minimizes Dre's role or claims Kanye did more in 2 weeks.
Crazy that Ye did more for me in the last 2 weeks than Dre did for me my whole career. I've never had a song with Dre on it and Dre been in my video. He got, Snoop has a ton, M has a ton. I don't have none. So I'm saying, when I say that Ye did more for me than Dre, it's like me and Ye did Dreams. We did Wouldn't Get Far. Ye was in the video. We just did Easy. That was current and on and Billboard charted. So it wasn't a slap in the face. It was just me telling the truth.
When you did Drink Champs, you said Kanye did more for me in 2 weeks than Dre did throughout my entire career.
Right.
Do you feel that's a fair statement?
I feel like I was on Drink Champs, and you should just understand that the first word in Drink Champs is drink.
You were drinking.
I was drinking, but at the end of the day, I feel like at that time, man, Ye was doing a lot for me that he didn't necessarily have to do, and Ye has always been there for me. What I can say about Dre is Dre ain't always had my back. And for good reason. Like, Dre has to protect the interests of Dr. Dre. I'm pretty sure that when Dre heard it, he didn't feel slighted. He knew where it was coming from because I talked to him, that we would just, give each other that dap and that hug and shit would just go on. But that's my relationship with Dr. Dre. I don't give a fuck about what nobody on the internet who don't know either one of us feel. I really don't.
So Dre continues to executive produce his projects with no public shots and no lingering tension. When Kendrick starts rising in the 2000s, Dre has every reason to use both Game and Kendrick as his flagship West Coast rappers. 2 generations, 1 vision, Compton unified. Later, when creative differences with 50 Cent inevitably arise, a level-headed Game handles it like business, not emotion. No wild interviews, no running to every radio station. Instead of being labeled bipolar or a flip-flop, he treats it as a quiet split, keeping bridges intact and leaving space for occasional collaborations without the ungrateful narrative. Super Bowls, pop-outs, and a Compton dynasty. Fast forward to 2022. The Super Bowl halftime show is in Los Angeles. If Game had spent a decade being seen as loyal, low drama, and respectful, does Dre hesitate to put him on that stage next to Eminem, Snoop, 50, Kendrick, and Mary J. Blige? Not a chance.
Let's hear from the Game's mouth.
You know, it's like I get his motivation to Ye. He my Dre right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that Ye did more for me in the last 2 weeks than Dre did for me my whole career. It's what it is. The way that Dre judges things, and once he gives you a thumbs up, it's a universal thumbs up.
It's bullshit. Wait a Game was on our show, and Game said,
I'm not worried about another man, which is why expect me to be so angry about the Super Bowl. I don't give a about that. Real reason I wasn't on the Super Bowl is because I'm not a safe artist. I saw Dr. Dre, I saw 50 hanging upside down. I saw Mary. Snoop Dogg was there because Snoop Dogg is safe and he a legend. So it's like Snoop is an icon, Dre is an icon, M is an icon, but M is not from LA. I had one problem with the Super Bowl. Eminem stepped on the Compton courthouse and it broke.
Jay-Z, right? He said to me, the white guy called for 50 Cent. Who's the white guy? He said Eminem called directly for 50.
50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl. It's a Dr. Dre Super Bowl, but it is Jay-Z. LA, all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call.
This is Dr. Dre's brutal response to the Game, complaining he should be the guy in Super Bowl instead of Eminem and 50 Cent.
We had you on the show after the Super Bowl, and you spoke about Game.
The real reason I wasn't on the Super Bowl is because I'm not a safe artist. You don't know what Game gonna do when he get up there. Snoop Dogg was there because Snoop Dogg is safe, and he a legend. Yo, my grandmother knows Snoop, and so do my children. So it's like Snoop is an icon, Dre is an icon, M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA. They've been on a Detroit Super Bowl or New York Super Bowl. LA, and I don't get the call.
How did you feel?
I was hurt by that.
Was there anybody that you felt like you left on stage, or you was good with it?
No, I was good. It was perfect.
When Kendrick throws his pop-out show in 2024, a non-goofy, self-aware Game doesn't need to hop online spinning stories about owning half of TDE. He's naturally included because there's no ego-fueled weirdness to work around.
Eminem is Eminem, and we can I tell you?
With a stable mindset, he never swings from Eminem is the only rapper nobody wants problems with to I'm better, he's overrated, just to chase a viral moment.
We got the Game's LA Leaker
yes, sir,
freestyle.
LA Leakers, just
now,
incredible DJ Sour Milk.
If you remember closely, the Game said he'd outright rap Eminem. He's the best. He's better than Eminem specifically.
Definitely eager to goddamn see what the fuck he about to do, especially with all this goddamn drama that he's created in this space. So he need to motherfucking put his money where his mouth is, bro. You better come out here and spaz, dog. But I mean, and I know he is. I know he is, because Game can fucking rap his ass off. But when you come out here talking about you better than Eminem, you gotta fucking come up here and do some better than Eminem shit. So we coming in here with that motherfucking ear. So the fucking bar, the expectation bar is set. It's up here where Eminem is, dog. That's what you did. You did this shit to yourself.
But just like Nick Cannon, and it's ironic they're both LA Leakers.
Yes, sir. LA
we gonna put it to the
Leakers,
test.
Just incredible DJ Sour Milk.
JCR Taylor.
I hope y'all ready.
Compton in the hat.
Yeah, the one y'all fear the most is here. You see who's sitting next to us.
Don't get it twisted.
Come on, man.
Game came.
If you came here just for Game slander and you think that, like the same thing with the Nick Cannon thing, that I'm just gonna hate right away, get the glizzy out your mouth. You feel me? And then click here and then really watch it. But if it's whack, I'll say.
Dripping on y'all. Compton's in the building.
You know me, I keep
Drillmatic's on the way. Shout the hip boy.
It can't just be some fucking gangster shit, gang, bang, bang, blood, crip, this fucking Compton, that. I don't want to hear none of that shit, dog. I want to hear some fucking rap. I want to hear some fucking rap. So
better than Eminem, go.
2 APs.
Go.
Y'all niggas got me fucked up.
Why?
Niggas must think I'm Lloyd Banks or Young Buck. Don't press your dumb luck. I got my gun tucked.
Oh, went at Young Buck and Lloyd Banks right away. The Game can never decide if he's beefing with people or not. He just can't. You feel me? But dang!
flesh. How I'm not top 5, niggas appear to be deaf. So I throw up gang signs, you understand me now?
He said I throw up gang signs, do you understand me now? Is he trying to say like the world is just running off gang culture? You know, because I feel like nowadays, you know, I don't know, these artists try to be banging, try to be gang once they get in the game. But before they was, you know, rapping and shit, they was probably never, you know, in that lifestyle type shit. You know, the game, that nigga been about that shit, so I ain't questioning his, you know, authenticity. But he's saying like, I don't know, just...
And I'll put you where you can't be found, where you can rest eternally, and you can't hear a sound. And your oldest son, the head of your family now.
Family now, done took Pops out the game? That took Pops out the game.
You can put a diamond tester to it, he getting hurt. If a bitch ass, I told her Soulja Boy did it first. Yeah. I'm back in business, and this time I'm not.
That nigga had to say shout out to Soulja, just so if we know that wasn't no diss, that wasn't no shot. You know, cause you know Soulja, that nigga be he'll post his IG story, his IG post tomorrow type shit. First thing.
Shady, y'all been killing them lately. Get these niggas the fuck out of here. Drillmatic August 12th, man.
The Black Slim Shady, I've been killing him lately. I think that's also kind of like a little shot at M2. I'm the Black Slim Shady, I've been killing him lately. The only part about that to say you're better than Eminem and then say you're the Black Eminem is, see, this is the same thing I said about Game. It's the same thing he did on We Ain't Going Nowhere. Why did you say that? Why? You didn't, just because you know people are gonna run with that now. Like, nigga, you thought you was the best, but you said you were the Black him. That's gonna be weird to say you better than
Drillmatic August 12th, man. We ain't gonna play no games, man.
August 12th. That was crazy. I don't like that. I hated that last line, that Eminem line. I wish he would have said, I'm better than Slim Shady. I've been killing them lately. Stop doing that, bro. Just stop doing that, because it's so bipolar to be like, I'm better, I'm the best, ain't nobody can beat me, I'm better than Eminem. Then end your verse with, I'm the Black Eminem. But before that, hey yo, M, does M drop freestyles anymore?
I mean, but he a bully. See? And I hate to have that energy, man. I hate to have that energy, bro, but it is what it is. He's a bully rapper, dog. But the game has bars. Game has bars. I always called him one of the most underrated motherfuckers out here, bro. And you know what I'm saying? He's a clown show, so he's kind of fucking, you know, tarnished his name a bit with his actions outside of hip hop and shit. But it is what it is. He can still rap. He can still rap.
Feeling my adrenaline Satan. I'm the Black Slim Shady. Y'all been killing them lately. Get these niggas the fuck out of here. Drillmatic August 12th, man.
No using old allies as clout bait. Instead, he's remembered as the West Coast soldier who always respected the tree he came from. In this alternate timeline, Game plus Kendrick equals a Compton dynasty, not a loose, underused connection. They become the recurring pairing nobody can duplicate. Game as the seasoned street storyteller, Kendrick as the surgical lyricist. Two generations of Compton giving the West Coast a 1-2 punch that locks down the culture for over a decade. Every time a big cultural moment happens on the West Coast, you expect to see both of them involved. Compton is not fractured, it's fully locked down and unified. The reality and the lesson. But here's what actually happened. Instead of being hip-hop royalty, Game became a cautionary tale about how ego and inconsistency can destroy generational talent. While Kendrick built an empire, Game built a reputation for unpredictability. While Kendrick earned respect, Game earned eye rolls. The saddest part? All it would have taken was one simple mindset change, treating his career like a business instead of a therapy session. And this isn't just about the game. This is about how many people might be sabotaging their own success right now. How many bridges are being burned for temporary satisfaction? How many long-term relationships are being destroyed for short-term ego boosts? Because if a rapper as talented as the Game can throw away a potential dynasty over pride and contradictions, what might you be throwing away in your own life? The Game story isn't just about what could have been in hip-hop. It's about what could be in your life if you choose consistency over chaos, loyalty over drama, and long-term vision over short-term impulses. So the next time you feel like burning a bridge for the satisfaction of being right, remember the game. Remember that somewhere in an alternate universe, he's performing at Super Bowls instead of talking about them. Don't let your ego write checks your future can't.
Like when I commit to an artist, I'm hoping that they get a chance to have experience what I've experienced. I want their next album to be the largest debut on hip hop album.
Okay.
You know, like I want to, because I want to help you be good enough to do that. You know, like that. If this wasn't true, then I wouldn't have been on the first 3 singles from Game's album. You see what I'm saying? To get the public to actually appreciate him, I had to do the records.
Yeah.
You know, and if you was in the studio with Dr. Dre with his hit production for a year straight, why would you need 3 songs from me to start your album? It's because even Dre felt like what he was doing wasn't good enough or up to standard until I actually offered those songs. Okay. You know, like the songs that he did have was music that I made with Dre, not with Game with me. Dre. How We Do, Hate It or Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, Higher, West Side Story. I mean, and I feel like I've said this so many times that it's like I'm almost tired of explaining it to people. You know what I mean? And I wrote about it on So Disrespectful. I said Dre ain't say he didn't say nothing the whole time. Like, and it's just because he's not really confrontational.
Okay.
That he won't, you know, voice his opinion on. He just sits and looks. Goes, yo. It's obviously it's on Dre's part a lack of motivation to make the record. It's been 10 years since his last album, and it's not because he doesn't have hit music, because it's hit music playing in the studio every time I walk in it. Yeah. And I look and I go, yo, what is really going on? Like, why is there no record? But you know, they're working on the detox now. As far as the last I seen him, he stopped and couldn't mix what I had left of my records because he got tied up in trying to finish the detox.
Okay. Well, look, we run out of time, man. I'd love to carry this on, but we got to do Tim. So
yeah.
But listen, thanks for passing through, man. And like, no doubt when you're back in the UK, carry on like getting into the whole situation, what's happening. But love the new album, man. It's good to see you back in the UK.
All right. Let me ask you a question, right? Do you feel when you see Game, do you say, yo, why are you talking about 50? You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for him?
Never
you don't say that.
I've never looked at it like that.
Right. But you said that about Beans.
Yeah, I think with Beans, I think you, the way you've done it, it's like I said, you defy hip hop history. It's an anomaly. Yeah. Whereas the Game, I've not really looked at it like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like when he comes in, like he's really there based on his association with 50 Cent initially. I introduced him the same way you felt like Jay-Z put Beans into a space that we recognize Beans. Yeah. And like I don't really hear people say that to Game. I don't hear people say you're really here because of 50 Cent. Like we know you because of 50 Cent. So how are you so comfortable with disrespecting 50 Cent? Now it's not your fault though. Even the record company. See, there are people, when I tell you that there's certain people that don't have a responsibility to be cool with you because they are just doing business. That's the way I view Interscope as a record company. Okay. Like I have no loyalty to Interscope Records because they have no loyalty to me or anything that I'm doing. It's just what can make some money.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's just the idea of, from both of our perspectives. If it was any different, then they would have had some type of discomfort in promoting anti-50. Right after they go pro-50, they go anti-50 because they haven't made a better business than 50 Cent.
So, just like 50 Cent explained a while back about the Game.
He says a lot of people's names for shock value. He says things he doesn't mean. He says a lot of things and take it back.
In a couple of interviews, Game was asked about why he was going at Eminem, and we got some interesting answers. For instance, one time he claimed,
Why am? Like, what was the origin? Know why? Yeah. Because 50 can't rap.
But after his Eminem diss failed to catch on, Game had this to say about why he dissed Eminem.
What's the reason for going at Eminem?
Just because nobody does, like, it's not personal. Like, I came up on him too.
But in actuality, since he started dissing Dre, Eminem, and 50 again after the Super Bowl.
M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl. The Rams was in the Super Bowl, bro. LA, all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call. So
how'd you feel?
I felt disrespected. I was hurt by that.
Thank you.
The Game's story isn't just about what could have been in hip-hop. It's a mirror showing what happens when talent is real, but discipline is optional. It's about what could be in your life if you choose consistency over chaos, loyalty over drama, and long-term vision over short-term impulses. Right now, you might not have a Dr. Dre in your contacts or Super Bowl stage in your future, but you do have people who vouch for you, rooms you're allowed into, and chances that only exist because someone believed in you. Every time you act on emotion instead of intention, you risk turning those blessings into what ifs the same way Game did. Think about it like this. Consistency means your story about who helped you, what you stand for, and where you're going doesn't change every time you're upset. Loyalty means you don't torch relationships just to win an argument or prove a point for the timeline. Long-term vision means you ask, how does this play out in 5 years before you speak, post, or react? The Game shows how quickly respect can evaporate when your mouth moves faster than your maturity. In your world, that might look like quitting a job in anger with no plan, exposing a friend during a fight, or publicly clowning the same people who once opened doors for you. The short-term hit of feeling right can cost you years of progress. Clarity is this: you are always building one of two stories. Either you're the person people can rely on, steady, grateful, locked in, or you're the person they keep at a distance because they don't know which version of you they'll get. The difference isn't how gifted you are, it's how you manage your emotions, your ego, and your relationships when pressure hits. If you take anything from the Game's arc, let it be this: protect your alliances, protect your reputation, and protect your future from your own impulses. That's how you turn what could have been into what I actually built.